Hey guys, Bob here, aka Mr. Reef Safe, and today I'm in my garage because I'm going to take this Fluval 5, it's a used one, and I'm going to drill a hole in it so I can put a small chiller in it. Now, the process of this is going to be interesting because I've never drilled glass so thin before, but I'm going to give it a shot and see how it comes out. Now, I've already called the manufacturer of Fluval because it is a used tank. I could not find any information whether or not this one was tempered glass or not, but it is not tempered glass, so I should be able to drill it. I'm also going to be using a guide for the drill and a diamond keyhole saw, which fits perfectly for the probe that will go into the tank to help chill it. Now, this is a kind of a passive one. It's kind of, there's a heat sink with a fan, but it says that it's supposed to drop the temperature by 4 to 6 degrees, and this tank is going to be out here in the garage, so I'm hoping that that will help. Of course, I'll use a fan as well if necessary, but we're going to give this a shot today. So I've got some safety gear, I got my glasses, I've got some water that I'm going to put on here to keep it cool and keep it from cracking, hopefully, and you're going to see it firsthand today. Hopefully, we'll do this without breaking it, but this will either make it to a how-to or a blooper reel. We'll see. So I want to point out I've put masking tape on the inside of the tank, and that should keep the glass from falling through when I'm done. And I'm going to put some masking tape on the outside. I don't know if that's necessary or not, but I figured that'll help if any shards or if it cracks, it'll help keep it from making a mess all over the place. So I'm going to put that on the outside as well, and just I figure the drill bit will go right through that anyway. Hopefully it doesn't do anything that will gum up the works, but we'll see. One thing I did not think about is I'm going to redo this. I've got the suction cup of the guide to go on here, so I'm going to do these long way instead. That way the suction cup has a place to hold on to without the tape getting in the way. Now I want this in here since it's going to be kind of towards the center of the tank. This is going to be outside, so this is not for aesthetics. But the idea is this is going to fit in here just like this, and I want it to be up from the bottom so that there is circulation around it. And we're going to kind of guide this. I'm going to use the drill bit as my guide as to about where it should go. And that looks about centered, so going to put that on there, and that is in place. That looks good. So the next step is to get the drill ready. I've added a little bit more painter's tape here on the edges to help hold the water in. Both this side and this side have a lip, but there's no lip on this side, and it looked like the water would just flow through on this side. I'm not too worried about water dripping down. It's going to make a mess no matter what. My concern is keeping enough water in there to keep it cool. So as I said, the next step was to get the drill ready, and I've got here just a simple plug-in drill, and I'm going to put the drill bit into that. I have read that it is better to have a cordless drill because the weight of the battery helps to give it just enough pressure, but I don't have a cordless drill. It's about the only power tool that I don't have that's cordless. So I'm just going to use this and hope for the best. I'm going to test that to make sure it's even, and it looks like it's spinning pretty flat. So the next step is going to be to add water and then do the drilling. All right, I'm going to put some water in here and get this ready. And yes, there will be a little bit of a mess on the table. That's okay, I don't mind. And I'm going to put this in place, and I'm going to, oops, that's a good thing I didn't go full bore there because I didn't tighten this down. There we go. Now, That went right through, worked like a charm. Almost instantly I could see the water turning gray from just the glass bits and stuff getting out. Now, before I touch any of this, I'm going to put some gloves on because I don't want any of the potential glass shards to get into my skin. Because I'm working with water and glass, I have gloves here that have kind of a rubberish silicone covering on them because I want to make sure that I'm not going to get any glass on my skin. I'm going to shake this off into the trash and I'll put that to the side. I'm going to have to clean up this table really well. And now I'm going to try to get as much of that water in the trash as I can. Looks like I did a good job. I'm going to pull the tape off right over the trash because tape is going to have any kind of shards of glass in it as well. And I want to keep that as much as I can into the trash. And that's the piece of glass. You can see where it didn't quite drill through the whole way. Thankfully, it didn't crack the tank. And I'm not going to put too much pressure on it, but because it's really thin, but it's a small chiller, so hopefully that will work quite well. And I'm going to get the rest of this cleaned off. And then once I got the tape off here, I'll take it out to the hose and give it a good rinsing off. I probably won't show that part on camera, but rest assured, I want to make sure that there's nothing on there that I'm going to cut myself on or give myself a glass sliver with. So, just about done with this, and then I will take this out to the hose. So there you have it. There's the hole right in the side of the tank. It worked really well. This is the Fluval 5. Now, I could get some sandpaper and sand both sides of this. I'm not going to touch it because I'm sure it's sharp. When I have the gloves on, I could actually feel it. But you could do that to keep it safe. But I think that the circumstances that I'm using it for, it will be fine as is. If I get a leak on it, then, it's my fault. And I will have to address it at that time. But here's the chiller. It's, as I said, it's a passive cool one, just a heat sink and a fan. And I'm just going to make that snug because I don't want to crack the glass either. So there we go on the tank, and it looks good. I think this is going to work well for the application that it's needed for. Here it is up close and personal. You can see that is the probe that that helps cool the water. Yeah, it's through radiant cooling. And here's the drill bit and I've cleaned it already, but the guide to help the drill bit. And I will put links on all this to Amazon, and if this is something you're interested in, you can check those things out and get them on there. And if you get it through me, that'll help me a lot. Thanks a lot, guys.